Man, we are back in black in the building. Shout out to everybody out there at the Core Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. Roll call. Shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to everybody in Cali dealing with all them high ass motherfucking home prices and gas prices and shit. Man, shout out to all my people's assemblies in Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to them. Man, it's hot in the motherfucker. Very, very hot. So shout out to them. Shout out to the homegirl Jerica, and also shout out to the homegirl Shawnee. Philly is definitely in the building. Shout out to the homegirl Shawnee. Shout out to the homegirl Erica. Florida, aka Florida, is definitely in the building. Shout out to my brothers Dave from No Compromise, Joja in the building, and James Youngblood from Texas. Texas is definitely in the building. Shout out to the homegirl Melina from North Carolina, aka North Kakalaka. Man, if you want me to shout out your city, man, just leave me a comment and I won't forget you and I'll shout you out. Hey, man. The East Indian. We gonna get into it today. This is gonna be a real quick one because I want to make it quick because I want people to leave comments and think. But I'm about to drop a whole nuclear bomb on Warren's perspective on it, so let's get it. Man. Oh, I see what's going on. Your boy Joe 94 crime bill Biden dropped out. He knew he didn't have a chance. It don't matter if he was senile. He didn't have a chance. Like I told y'all, Trump was going to obliterate him. It was going to be a debacle. It was going to be an onslaught. Those people know that. That's why they put those testers out there. That's why they put the test. Oh, Kamala Harris she's going to be the next president, black president. No, she's not. And I hope anybody listening in that party, whether it's a Republican Party or Democrat Party, she is not a foundational black American. She does not identify as black. She is East Indian and Jamaican. And she's done more harm to foundational black Americans than any good anybody could do. She hang her hat up on locking up niggas in Northern California, the Bay Area. And it has been said that she has had extramarital affairs to get all the way up to the top. You know, she used to date Montel Williams and all this other stuff, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about her policies and what she's planning on doing. And she ain't finna do shit for black folk. And all you AKAs out there and sorority, please send this to them. My sorority sisters, please do not let this Greek fraternity shit jade and cloud your judgment on what is going on. Stay out of it. Let them hold it because they're not going to do anything specifically for foundational black Americans. And if you are a foundational black American and you are in any Greek fraternity, I need you to understand there's nothing wrong with being in a Greek fraternity. But I want you to remove yourself mentally from this political onslaught because it's not going to benefit you or the rest of us. I don't care if she does go around. She's not going to do anything to change and move forward any progression for foundational black Americans. Because if she would have not taken pride and joy in locking up every nigga in San Francisco. Remember that. Kamala Harris or Kamala is not your friend. She identifies as an East Indian. She also lied and said when she was in college, she was listening to Tupac and Biggie. And listen to Tribe Called Quest. Those artists were not out until the 90s. They will use foundational black American culture to sow seeds of discord. She is doing the devil's work and playing a very dangerous game because I don't want anybody to think that we identify as an East Indian because I'm not East Indian. I'm a foundational black American. And she's not a foundational black American. She's not a black American, period. She's an East Indian, and she does not identify as black. Warren, boy, let's talk about... No, I don't need to talk about who she married. I don't even need to go there. We're going to go off the stats and the statistics and the things that she has done. We don't even need to bring nobody else into it. This first black president... It'd be better if y'all had Michelle Obama run besides this lady, but Michelle Obama knows, nah, my husband done enough damage. We'll just bow out and just go on and live our regular lives. The Democrats are struggling, ladies and gentlemen. They are grasping for straws. They don't know what to do. So they figure, oh, this will be the 1-2 punch. And look, let me tell you something. If I was Donald Trump, I'd say, this is a woman masquerading as a black American. She's not black. She's East Indian and Jamaican. She's not black. She's not a black American. She didn't go through slavery. If I worked for the Republican Party, all I would do is tune into any foundational black American podcast or Twitter space and take those talking points and destroy her with them. Because she knows she doesn't identify. No, you're using foundational black American culture to get that vote. You know, kind of like Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton did and like Barack Obama did. But what did they do for foundational black Americans? Not a damn thing. And it's so funny how we haven't heard from her at all. And then once 94 crime bill Joe Biden bowed out because they knew. Joe Biden didn't even know where he was half the time. Joe Biden did not know where he was. He had no idea what the fuck was going on at all. He didn't even know his son was on trial for with the FBI. He probably thought his son worked for the FBI. But I'm telling you about Kamala Harris, or Kamala, or whatever they want to call her. You don't identify as black. You are what we call a poser, or as my mother used to say, a perpetrator. So you're perpetrating. You acting like you found that everybody want to be a foundational black American until there's no assets to be divvied out. Then once there's no assets and no tangibles, then they go back to being their own racial group. So please send this to the AKAs and the skates and all this other stuff. First of all, she's going to identify as you to get your vote. And what they're going to try to do is divide and conquer and treat people like myself like I'm the problem. I'm not the problem. I'm the solution. The solution is Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson and Black Labor, White Wealth, and the ISIS Papers by the Honorable Queen Mother, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, and the United Independent Compensatory Counter-Racist Code of Ethics by Neely Fuller Jr. You're not reading that. You're not having an understanding of what we've gone through. I bet you she ain't gonna do a damn thing for black folk. She's going to cater to everyone else. And trust me, when it's all said and done, she's going to be like, oh, I'm East Indian. That's why when she started, remember when she tried to run for the bid the first time and listen to Cardi B, and then that didn't work because niggas was like, no, we not fucking with you. And then all of a sudden she kind of just bowed out. Then Joe Biden picked her as the vice president because they thought that was going to give him an edge after they probably stole the last election. Well, let me give y'all a little insight. AKAs and foundational black Americans, because this is going to be real quick. I really want you to understand what I'm saying. Remember this. You don't want to play a dangerous game and get involved, as Neely Fuller Jr. said. When you see two suspected white supremacists arguing, you stay out of it. That's just two slave masters arguing about who has the most slaves or who's the biggest slave plantation owner. They are not arguing to replace a system of racism and white supremacy and establish a system of justice. Meaning this, you're going to have to still go deal with those Republican leaders that are over these Fortune 500 companies that you work for. I know there's a lot of foundational black American businesses, but let me tell you something. A lot of us that have side businesses, you report to a Republican boss. And just because they're a Democratic boss don't mean that they necessarily like your kind around. So don't get all hyped up and thinking Kamala and all this other bullshit, because these dominant society people are going to be watching how we act. And they're going to be watching our actions. And if you even remotely say something about that, you could potentially lose your job. They're going to hold that against you. Remember, there are still a lot of Republicans that are in positions of power. You don't want to trick off your bag standing up for an East Indian that don't even claim to be a black American because they know they're not. Don't jeopardize your bag for them. Because she definitely didn't have a problem locking up people that look just like you and are you in San Francisco. That's why she is not liked or tolerated in San Francisco. And that's why a lot of people on social media are waking up and saying, oh, well, you got a history of locking people up. I even seen this debate where this other, I don't know if she was Latino, she was like, well, it seems like you locked up a whole bunch of people in San Francisco. Go look at her history and her record. I was in Las Vegas, Nevada when she was running in 2008, but still, if you don't know history, it's bound to repeat itself. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, do not allow them to sow discord and divide and conquer other foundational Black Americans. If you come across a foundational Black American, they talking about Kamala 2024, you tell them, hey man, just do the history and leave it alone. Because you're going to start seeing a lot of the dominant society come out the back. And this is one thing that y'all know, white folk, especially white, Caucasian, dominant society men ain't going to allow. They are not going to allow no pretend Black woman masquerading as a foundational Black American telling them what the fuck to do. Not going to happen. And if it does happen, guess who they're going to take it out on? The foundational Black Americans that have no power. So don't allow this woman or the Democratic Party to hype you up and put a battery in your backpack, preferably an Energizer Bunny battery or a Duracell, and you go jump off the ledge for the Democratic Party because they don't give a fuck about you at all. They care about winning and bringing money to their party. Remember that. When's the last time the Democratic Party has done anything for foundational Black Americans to move forward the needle one iota so that we can be treated fairly and justly in this country, in the United States of America Incorporated? I'm not saying the Republicans do, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Let's ask Kamala what she's planning on doing about the immigrant crisis. Why is it all these immigrants are able to come to the United States of America Incorporated, get unearned benefits, and buy houses? And I know 10 people that would love to buy a home, but they so busy fighting with other racial groups at the job just to keep their job. How are they going to buy a home? You tell me. While all these other racial groups got lawyers, real estate agents, all this other stuff, that is done by design, but we don't have those things. That's why I highly suggest that you travel. Go to a state where it's predominantly Republican and see how they treat the immigrants. It's beautiful. They treat them the way they're supposed to be treated. You do the work we tell you to work or get the fuck on. And you're not gonna work our jobs and take over what the fuck we got going on. I know, I've traveled, I've seen it. And it's very, very eye-opening. Very. I remember when I went to Denver and I met a lot of white Republicans, and they were like, yeah, man, you know, we just don't like the immigrant crisis out here. Like, I'm not really into the immigrant. I don't care. And they let it be known. I don't care who it is. If you're an immigrant, you don't belong here, you can't come here legally and pay taxes. I'm not paying taxes for immigrants to come here and live off my tax dollars. And I said, you know what's so funny? I agree. And you know what that white Republican said? I had a feeling you would agree. Trust me. Black folks' views are more conservative than you think. Not that we're a Republican and we're going to vote for Trump, but you need to understand what's at stake. Don't write a check your ass can't cash. Remember that. Don't let these people hype you up on some sister girl shit. She's an East Indian. Remember that. She's not foundational Black American. She's not African American. She's an East Indian and Jamaican. She does not care about foundational Black American issues. Please send this to whoever you know so you can have a conversation, because that's what it's about. The awakening of our mind and understanding what's at stake. Do not participate in something that doesn't benefit your racial group. That's what politics are. Racism is the competition of resources. And since blacks don't own no cakes, no pies, no boats, no ships, no planes, what are you doing voting for an immigrant that is never planning on doing anything for your people after they have built this country for free without repayment Thank God for foundational Black Americans. We are a special people. Dr. Claude Anderson was not lying. We have endured the most. We fought in every war. We fought in the wars in the Civil War. We have done everything that we can to show our loyalty to the United States of America Incorporated and this landmass, while immigrants come here and dictate policy over what we've built. I'm done. I'm sick of it. Please leave your comments and let me know how you feel, but I still want you to remember this. She is an East Indian and Jamaican, not a foundational Black American. And when Jamaicans and Nigerians and Haitians in Sierra Leone's and all of them and Ghanaians, and when they get awards and something positive is mentioned in their name, what do they say? I am Nigerian. Nigerians, we're smart. I'm Haitian. We smart. They don't say, well, I'm Haitian American. They don't say any of that. So remember that. And if this lady is an East Indian, and we know, quite frankly, she doesn't identify as a Black American, why would you entertain anything any person is telling you, whether they're a Republican or a Democrat? If you meet a Republican, say, hey, are you guys going to really build the wall so immigrants can't come over here and take the jobs from Black Americans who deserve them? That's what you should be asking them. And what you should be asking Democrats, are you going to do something about the immigrant crisis and about reparations? And Republicans, are you going to do the same thing? You have to be like Martin with Tommy and Cole when they were fighting and competing to be Martin's best man. What you got for me, Big Tommy? What you got for me, Cole? Cole. What you got for me, Democrats? What you got? What you got from Republicans? Because if neither party have anything for you and not trying to have a sit-down, real talking conversation, stay out of it. As Neely Fuller Jr. said, those are two suspected white supremacists arguing over who's the biggest slave master. Guilty, nigga. I'm done. Peace.